contraceptives, is it safe or not? So to our first guest, Mr. Nzere,
Yes,
welcome to the show.
Thank you so
And
much.
there has been a havoc, especially among the teenagers and parents. According to your view, is it safe for the young or the teenagers to use contraceptives, especially those in high school?
Okay, thank you so much, Belinda. But if I may begin from this point, is that the world in the social dimension, the world actually is changing, and we need to actually figure out what are these things that are changing and part and parcel for our lives, and those things that are not changing. In my opinion, I would wish to say that the use of contraceptives among the teenagers, for me is no. Yeah, they should not use contraceptives. We need to figure out and go back and look, how did our parents, our grandparents used to behave in the earlier days, because actually during the old days you could not find that there were contraceptives, or they used contraceptives. They just lived according to the norms and values and principles that they were taught at home and both in schools.
Okay, on that, you have just said that our parents never used this. And remember, in the olden days, people could even sire up to 12, 13 children. And right now, according to the economic status, many are afraid of that. And they want, if at most 4 or 3 or even 2, and some are even satisfied with 1. So, do you think this is going to bring people back to not limiting themselves, and especially now we are tackling the youths? Do you think that is going to limit them, or how do you want them to use the traditional ways?
Okay, well, as I have spoken earlier on, there is something actually we need to understand. What are these things that are changing in our social dimensions and the way we live?
Yeah.
Actually, in the old days, actually people could sire even up to 12, the way you are saying, 12 children, 13 children, because actually during those days, or during that time, there were actually, when we talk of economic aspect, there were huge parcels of and tracts of land.
Yeah.
There were resources actually during those times. But now you see, as actually say, things are changing. Actually there is growth in population, and actually people, the resources have become little
Okay.
for us to share in the world we are living, or in
Okay,
the
Mr.
environment
Onzeri,
we
we're
are
going
living.
to come back to you just in a moment.
Yes.
Because I see things are changing,
Yeah.
and I think my viewer is also asking himself or herself, what are these things that are changing?
Actually.
Okay, to Madam Sharon.
Yes, please.
We have heard what Mr. Onzeri has said. According to you, do you think it is safe, or what are some of the disadvantages that these youths could eventually get into if they decide to use contraceptives at an early age? And even to the parents, what do you think is going to be some of the challenges or disadvantages to them?
Thank you very much, Belinda.
Yeah.
And on me, my opinion is, I think when young teenagers, specifically from age 14,
Yeah.
when they use these contraceptives, it will obviously lead to immorality. They'll just be misbehaving and doing all sorts of bad character.
Yeah.
So they'll